name is Rachel, and I'm here to tell you about a few exciting new releases coming out today, August 23rd, 2016. First up is The Couple Next Door by Shiri LaPena. This is an adult thriller, which is always great for the fall, and it follows this couple that seems like they're kind of perfect on the outside. They're having a dinner party when something goes awry, and the police get involved, and we soon discover that they both, the wife and the husband, are hiding secrets. I've seen this advertised quite a bit in the recent months, and there are some pretty good reviews for it on Goodreads. It currently has a 3.8, so it is definitely one I'll be looking to check out. Next up is Ghostly Echoes by William Ritter. This is the third installment in the Jacoby series. It's a magical fantasy historical fiction story for teens, and the first book, Jacoby, really introduces us to the two main characters. One is Jacoby, who is an eccentric detective who has a lot of fantastical elements about him. For instance, in the first one, we find out that there is a ghost that lives in his house, and he also has to deal with a banshee who cries when somebody's about to be murdered, all while he's trying to solve an actual murder. So I love the blend. It's kind of like a really fantastical Sherlock Holmes almost. And again, he's really eccentric. He's very funny. I really enjoyed the first book. And we also meet his new assistant, who I assume follows him through the series, and I just think these are really fun, really easy reads, and I definitely think you should check this one out. And again, this is the third installment. It's called Ghostly Echoes. I believe there's going to be one more book in this series to round it out, and I believe it's going to be coming out next year. Next up is a picture book. It's called The Uncorker of Ocean Bottles by Michelle Suevos? Yeah, Suevas? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's about a man who opens up bottles that wash up from the ocean and delivers the messages to their rightful owner. One day he finds an invitation, though, and it's not clear who it belongs to, and I believe the rest of the story follows him on his trek to find out who this belongs to, and along the way he makes some new friends. This sounds like it's going to be a great book to add to the children's sections of my libraries. Next up is 100 Days by Nicole McInnes. This is one I am not sure about for me that I think my students are going to love. This really centers around three friends in this little trio. One is a girl who is suffering from a disease that causes her to age at a much faster rate than all of her peers, so she's only 16 but has already exceeded her life expectancy, and I believe this is the reason for the name of the book. I believe at this point she's only expected to live 100 more days, which that's why I'm not sure about this one. I do not like books about teens dying and really sad books, so I'm not sure. But it seems like the focus is more on the friendship of the three as opposed to just about this girl's disease. So there's also two other friends. One is a girl who seems to be a little bit bigger than other girls her age, and she's very gothed out. And another is a boy who has kind of grown apart from this trio but is pulled back because of varying circumstances, and there possibly is kind of a romantic situation that adds a little bit more turmoil to their little group of friends. And again, I believe this focuses more on the group of friends than on the fact that one of the girls is dying, but still, from my heart, I'm not sure I'll be able to do this one, but I think that the students that I work with would really like this. I think that it just brings something real to teens. So I think this is going to be a huge book. It just might not be personally for me. And it has gotten really good reviews so far. I've only seen 3, 4, and 5s. Everybody had really good things to say about it, so I am definitely going to be looking into adding this one to my library, even if I don't personally read it. The next one, I do just want to send out a little warning ahead of time. I liked this because of the title, but the more I read about it, it seems like the darker the subject matter was. So because I haven't read it yet, I can't speak to this, so I just want to say that this could be a very dark book containing some very adult themes, so just heads up for that. It is called The Buried Book, which I find awesome. That's a really good title by, I think it's D.M. Pulley or P.M. Pulley. I can't read my own handwriting now. And it follows the story of this boy who's been abandoned by his mother to live with his uncle, but then the uncle kind of, I don't think is bad to him, but is just very strict and kind of treats him like, you're lucky I'm letting you live here. So the boy decides to set out and try to find his mother, and the mother's problems begin to catch up with him as he runs into a lot of problems in this kind of adult world. And this is where I think a lot of the dark elements come in. I think the boy comes into some contact with some not so nice people who take advantage of this boy in various ways. And yeah, I'm not 100% sure then if this is for me. Again, kind of the same idea. I just don't like reading books where really awful things happen to people. So I'm not sure, but I did have some very good reviews on Goodreads that I read about this. So I love the title. I am interested in it, but I will probably read a few more reviews about it beforehand. But again, just keep in mind the fact that I think it could get a little dark. Next up is Behold the Dreamers by Mbolo Mbu, and I have to admit, the cover pulled me in for this one. The cover is just so colorful and beautiful. It just drew me right in. And this follows the story of two immigrants and their child who are moving to America to pursue the American dream. They start working for this really rich man, and they think all of their problems are solved. They're very happy with where things are going, but they soon start seeing some cracks in this scenario, and soon all four of their lives become dramatically changed, and they have to decide how they're going to proceed from there. So this sounds really interesting. I like this take on the American dream. I think this sounds like such a fascinating read, and I'm excited for it. And again, I just absolutely love this cover. Next up is kind of a quirky book that I found, and I really have not heard hardly anything about this book. And there weren't a lot of reviews for it yet, so I'm very excited to give this a try. And again, I don't know too much about this, but it's called Literary Starbucks. Freshly brewed, bookish humor, no whip, half calf. It's by Jill Paulscazer, Wilson Josephson, and Nora Katz. That is a mouthful. And basically it's marketed as just a humorous anthology about Starbucks and some of our favorite authors. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be like just true stories that are kind of funny. Like, I don't know, are they going to tell us about the time this one famous author wrote their whole book in Starbucks? Or is it going to be like kind of like imaginary, like, what if this author and this author met at Starbucks? I'm not really sure, but I like the idea of this, and I am kind of into the humorous anthologies lately. I love those. So I will definitely be checking this one out. And again, I don't know too much about it. I haven't seen too many reviews. So if you've read that one or heard about it, feel free to let us know more down below. And those are all my picks for this week. If you have any new releases coming out today that you would like to share, please link those down below. We'd love to hear about them. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel to be notified of when I post new videos. And thank you so much for watching. Also, there is still time to enter into my 100 subscribers celebratory giveaway. I will link that video down below. And that's all. So thank you for watching. I will see you again soon with another video. Don't spend all your money at the bookstore today. Bye for now. Jot Your Thought notebook that's 80 lined pages. And it's this nice watercolor. And it says